Check your eligibility before you apply without a hard credit pool. So in today's video, we have another special credit card review. This time around, we're going to be reviewing Mission Lane. So some of you might be familiar with Mission Lane. Mission Lane, I like to categorize as a rebuilding credit card. So it's not going to be for everyone. But before we jump into the video, I just want to remind you guys that this is not financial advice. We're not telling you to apply. We're not advocating. This is just for informational purposes only. So again, Mission Lane is not going to be for everyone. I would say this is for rebuilding or fair credit. So if you already have pretty decent credit, then this isn't going to be something for you. Now, typically, they're going to start you off with a very low credit limit, like around $500 or so, but they do allow for you to get credit limit increases. Now, previously, Mission Lane was invitation only, and one of the ways to get an invitation is if you opt in through optoutprescreen.com. Now, optoutprescreen.com is basically a collaboration between the major credit reporting agencies and different credit card issuers. So what they'll do is share your information on a quarterly basis. So the different credit reporting agencies, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax will share your credit score, your credit information with credit card issuers. The credit card issuers would then look at your data points to see if you pre-qualify for any of their credit cards. So this is an easy way for you to get a lot of different credit card offers, especially if you're trying to rebuild. So I still encourage a lot of people, if you're looking to get some of these invitation only types of credit cards, go to optoutprescreen.com and opt in. Now you can opt out if you don't want to receive these offers. These are solicited offers. And one thing you have to keep in mind is that not all of the offers are good offers. So you definitely want to read through the fine term in print. But what we've seen recently is a lot of these credit cards that used to be invitation only are now implementing soft pull pre-approvals on their website. So Mission Lane is one of the more recent credit card issuers to now include a soft pull pre-qualification. So now if you do have a mail offer, you can click here and enter in your code. But if you don't have a mail offer, you could also see if you're going to be pre-approved. Now, some of the features of the Mission Lane Visa credit card is that there's no hidden fees. You can get a higher credit limit over time. It will help you build credit by reporting to all major credit reporting agencies. You can get an instant credit decision, and this does use the Visa payment network, so it is a Visa card. Some of the features that come along with Visa cards is, of course, the zero liability fraud coverage if your card is ever lost or stolen. Now, again, Mission Lane is catering to people who are probably earlier on in their credit journey or trying to rebuild their credit. So right here, it says they're dedicated to helping everyone have access to fair and clear credit. We believe in creating a relationship where everyone wins. You do well when you succeed with our credit cards. We do well when you prosper. It's that simple. Now, again, if you don't have an offer in the mail, you could just click here to see if you'll be pre-approved. You'll be able to see if you're approved for a Mission Lane Visa credit card with No and Go. Now, No and Go gives you the certainty you need before you apply with no hit to your credit score. So in order to get pre-approved, it's not going to hard pull your credit. If you qualify, you will be approved as long as we can verify your information. So all you got to do is click this button right here and it'll take you to the application. But basically the process, you're going to enter in your personal and financial information through their secure form. They'll evaluate your full financial picture without impacting your credit score. Based on the information you provide, they'll let you know if you're approved for a card. Note, if any information cannot be verified, your approval is not guaranteed. So before you submit your application, just make sure everything that you put in the application is accurate and can be verified. Now, the last step, once you start your application, they'll auto-fill your information and only do a hard credit pull once you hit submit. So if you do go through the pre-qualification and you do get an offer, if you actually submit the full application, then you are going to get a hard pull to your credits. So the application is very straightforward. You're just going to be entering in some basic information, your first name, last name, your date of birth, as well as your social security number. You're also going to enter in your street address, city, state, and zip code. They'll also ask you about your financial details, including whether or not you rent or own your home, what your monthly rent or mortgage payment is, your employment status. So the options are student, employed, self-employed, unemployed, or retired. You'll also be required to enter in your total annual income. Alimony, child support, or separate maintenance income need not to be revealed if you do not choose to have it considered on a basis for repaying this loan. They'll also ask you whether or not you have certain types of bank accounts, whether you have a checking savings. They also ask you if you'd be interested in blank checks for cash advances. Just keep in mind there is a specific APR for cash advances. Last but not least, you'll fill in your contact information, email, and phone number, and then you just have to check the boxes on these different agreements. Before you submit, double check to make sure your details are correct. You won't be able to change or resubmit your form once it's complete. All right, so real quick, just to go over the card terms and agreements, the APR is going to range from 19.49 to 29.99. And for cash advances is going to be 27.74 to 29.99. And then in terms of the annual fee, it could range anywhere from $0 to $75, depending on which offer you have. This annual fee will be assessed when you begin using your card and will reduce the amount of credit you initially have available. So for example, if you get a $300 limit, then your initial available credit will only be $225. And again, this is going to vary. Now, they also charge cash advance $10 or 3% of each cash advance. There's also a foreign transaction fee of 3%. So just to recap, so Mission Lane is a credit card that's designed for people who are rebuilding their credit. They've recently implemented a soft pull pre-approval on their website. And as long as they're able to verify your information, then you may be able to get approved for an offer. Now, from some of the data points I've gathered, it looks like they're going to be using your Experian credit report to qualify you. Now, currently, they're not available in all states. So Maryland, West Virginia, as well as Nevada, you currently cannot apply, but any other state, you are eligible to apply. If anyone's interested, I've dropped a link in the description of the video. That's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Let me know your comments and questions right down in the comment section below. And until next time, take it easy and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.